Welcome to the Co-Living Code with your coaches, Katrina
and Felicia.
We're here to teach you everything about co-living. I have 6 years of experience running my 3 co-living homes from afar. I live here in California, and my co-living homes are in Texas.
And I have 15 years experience running transitional housing, group homes, sober livings, independent livings, and halfway homes. And I did it locally.
So make sure you continue to watch and like and subscribe
to our YouTube channel, and let's have some fun.
Yes.
Welcome to our first podcast of the Co-Living Code with your coaches, Felicia and Katrina. And today we're just going to talk about how we started, how we got into co-living, shared housing. So Katrina, tell me a little bit about yourself, your background. Mm-hmm. I know you served in the Air Force. I always say Army.
Yeah, you always say Army, but I'm smarter than that.
But I remembered. Yeah, those are the smart, intelligent part of the service. So you're a veteran, so thank you for all your service.
My pleasure. So how did I get into this?
Yeah.
Oof. If I start way back, it was, I wanted to take my real estate. So I got into real estate with my VA loan. So with the VA loan,
those are awesome.
Yeah, you can put 0% down and get a house. And so when I first joined the military, I started buying houses and selling them and buying them, selling them.
So you got into real estate.
I got into real estate, right. And so I never saw myself as an investor because I was buying houses and living in the house. But then one day I decided, I'm going to buy and hold. So I bought a house and I held on to the house. And then I was renting out the house. And what kept me from doing that before was I was always scared that I wasn't going to get a renter.
That's, fear is something everybody deals with. I bet most of our listeners, if they don't have a house yet, they're in fear. And you have to walk through that fear.
Exactly.
And it's good to walk through with a coach or a mentor and have somebody to walk you step by step so that you can face your fears. So I'm glad you brought that up.
I don't even remember what it was that made me take that leap and decide I'm going to keep this property and I'm going to have belief and faith that I'm going to get somebody in there. But I did. I kept the property. I got somebody in there right away, like immediately.
How much was the rent?
I don't remember, but I remember I was making $200 profit. I was making $200.
Just renting the whole entire place.
Yeah, just renting the whole place. I was making $200. I was so happy. I was so proud. I was so proud that I was making $200.
Little did she know about shared housing at that moment.
Yeah, but that's normal. Like for a real estate investor, for per door,
Absolutely.
like $200 is pretty good. That's normal.
You're a listener and you own a rental property and you're renting out the entire thing. Yeah. Stop. Make affordable housing out of your house.
So I didn't know any better. I was making my $200. I was really happy. And then fast forward, this was when I was living in the Bay Area. And then I moved back to LA because I was living in LA before that. There's a whole lot of backstory. I won't even get into all that. But anyway, moved back to LA.
It's intense.
And yeah, it's intense. Moved back to LA. I was living on the beach. I was living in Redondo Beach.
I love it.
Literally on the beach, like on the water.
Me too. I lived there right at the Chart House building.
Yes. I lived in the what do they call those? The avenues. I lived in the avenues.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like Avenue A, Avenue B, so I lived on Avenue
Riviera.
G. Yeah, by the Riviera. By the
Redondo Beach. All the nice restaurants and shops.
It was so nice.
But that doesn't have anything to do with co-living.
Nothing to do with that. But I was living there and I was thinking about, well, how can I maximize my income and basically do the least amount of work, but get the most amount of return. So I started looking into assisted living because I was like, well, I like real estate. I like helping people. So I'll get into assisted living. So I ended up taking the assisted living manager course for both Texas and California.
And the state has a course for
that? Yes.
How long was the course?
For Texas, it wasn't long at all because this was during COVID. This was, it was online. You didn't have to go in person. I didn't have anything else to do. Right. I was stuck in my apartment. Couldn't really go out.
And just like that during COVID, shared housing is COVID proof. We were full at all our houses during COVID. We had 9 houses and people were living there and just staying at home here in LA.
Right. And that's the other thing. I was actually listening to, I think it was Grant Cardone. He was talking about how during COVID, a lot of businesses shut down and stuff. Real estate is still going. People still need a place to live.
The basic need is housing.
Exactly.
You need a house first before you can, get a job. Because on a job application, you need an address.
Yeah.
So everybody
Churches
needs
were closing.
housing.
Everything was closing during
Except
COVID.
for real estate.
But not real estate. Yeah.
And not shared housing.
Not shared housing.
So how'd you turn your houses into shared housing?
So, and I'm giving the long version. So anyway, fast forward, I took those courses to learn about assisted living. I was under contract to buy an existing assisted living facility.
Wow.
And then my sister died unexpectedly.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
And so when my sister died, actually, she was sick. She had a stroke. She was in the hospital. And so I got on a plane to go check on her kids. I knew she had two daughters. I hadn't seen her in 8 years. I'd been in the military, flying around, living my best life.
Oh yeah, being with all the smart people.
Yeah, so I hadn't seen her in forever. I mean, we'd text each other, but I hadn't seen her in 8 years physically. So I got on a plane to just check on her. And while I was on the flight, she died.
Oh my God.
So while I was on the flight, she died. And then when I landed,
I
got a rental car. I drove over to her house. And that's when I met the girls, the two girls. Well, I'd met one of them, her daughters.
So your nieces.
My nieces. I'd met one of them when she was like 5. I took her on a trip to DC with me. But other than that, I didn't know the younger one either. I didn't know. I'm not very family oriented. Anyway, so I knew of them.
Okay.
So I met them. And so I meet them and I'm very pragmatic. I'm not very, very feeling. So I'm just like, what are you going to do? Like their mom just died that day.
How old were they?
13 and 19.
Oh my God, young.
So
one's really young.
But
so what'd you do?
I thought, my naivete, I thought the 19-year-old would take care of the 13-year-old. Here you go, here's some money. Like, here you go. And they were like, no, we're going home with you. So,
wow.
So while I was there, this was in North Carolina, which I'd never been to before.
Kids.
I just got Insta family.
Yeah,
I got 2 new kids.
And you flew back to California with them?
I flew back to California with them and with my sister in an urn.
Oh, my God.
And moved them into my little apartment.
What you had to go through. Oh, wow, I'm sorry.
And my apartment was a 2-bedroom, but it was really
housing.
I was in shared housing.
Automatic.
It was a 2-bedroom, but one of the bedrooms was really small. It was my office.
Let me tell you
in there.
One thing. We are naturally inept to be shared housing. When we grow up with our family, and we're sharing a house with our family. Mm-hmm. You go to college, you share a room with a roommate,
right?
You get married, you share a house. So shared housing is just natural for us.
Exactly.
So when you do it with people that you don't know, you have to have some guidelines, which we'll get into.
Oh, absolutely. This is a very long story. I'm going to cut it short. So anyway, I pulled out of that deal to buy that existing assisted living because I needed to focus on my Insta family. Like I had these 2 girls now.
Right.
We didn't have enough space to live in. Their 2 beds were like inches apart from each other.
Aye.
And so I needed to get a house.
Some people live that way. It's
Some
sad.
people do.
I've seen it.
We also, I didn't have laundry in my unit. I had laundry in the building, but I didn't care. It was just me before.
Right.
So I was like, no, we need a house. We need a
now
space for the girls.
Family.
I got a family now. So I pulled out of that deal and I bought a house in Carson. So I bought a house in Carson for all of us to move into. So we moved in there, and I was kind of sad that I had this dream to open this assisted living facility, and now that dream was kind of gone because I had to take care of these girls, and they're both special needs, by the way.
Did you? Oh wow!
So
wow.
We and then there's counseling involved because their mom just died. So there's a lot involved with taking care of them.
Did you use a VA loan though?
Yes, I did, to get the house in Carson.
Wow! How much did you buy it for? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Did you make a profit? When you sold it?
When I sold it, I made a big profit. Yeah, I think it was. My memory is really bad. It probably was like, I don't know. It was probably 700,000 or something when I bought it, and I might be totally wrong. So we should just cut this part out. But I think it was like 700,000 when I sold it. It was almost $1 million.
Well, the point that I want to make is that anytime real estate. People want to know when to buy. Now. When
it's
you're
always
ready.
now. It's always now. That's
exactly.
The answer to everything.
You're going to make money when you sell your house.
Yeah.
For the most part. If just be smart about what you're buying.
Yeah. And I needed, it was a necessity. I needed this house. I didn't want it. I didn't want to buy this house in Carson, and nothing against Carson. Carson's great, but I had dreams to do an assisted living facility. So anyhow, a friend of mine, I told her about my assisted living deal, how it fell through. And she was like, well, go into unlicensed group homes.
Unlicensed group homes?
Yes.
What's that?
That is co-living. When you have a group home that is not providing any service at all. It's just housing.
And it's legal?
It's legal, yes.
What about zoning and occupancy
You don't
laws?
have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about any of that because it's not commercial.
Sometimes you do, but unless you're housing people that fall under the American Disabilities Act.
Right, or the Fair Housing
Act.
That. Yeah, so if you're housing people who are protected, one of the protected classes from the Fair Housing Act, then you don't have to worry about that. So I decided to do my research and look into this unlicensed group home thing, which it turns out is just co-living. It's just shared housing.
It's all the same. I see shared housing as the umbrella for co-living, which is for people that have the ability to choose where they want to live. And then there's like transitional housing for a more vulnerable population that don't really have a choice of where to live, and a lot of times get funding for their housing.
Okay, I see. So that's how you separate the two, the
Right.
co-living versus the
Transitional, vulnerable population.
Okay.
And it all sits under an umbrella of shared housing.
Of shared housing, yeah. So I actually started housing people who are vulnerable populations. So they receive SSI or SSDI.
And, okay, where'd you get your
For the
houses?
most part. In Texas, in San Antonio.
And how come in Texas?
Well,
because you're living in California.
Right. Well, I was stationed in San Antonio for 6 years when I was in the Air Force. And my parents live in San Antonio because my mother was in the Army and she was stationed in San Antonio and decided to just stay there. So my parents lived there. I was familiar with real estate in San Antonio because I'd bought a house in San Antonio before.
Wow, you bought a lot of houses.
I have bought a lot of houses.
If you wanted to learn how to get into real estate, this is your coach right here. She knows what she's doing. Yep. She's made good money.
Yes. And unfortunately, my memory is so bad. It's like, oh, wait, I've had a house there.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had a house in Gardena, Carson, San Leandro, which is in the Bay Area.
Yes.
That's the house where I made good money on that house when I sold that house.
But you made money on all your houses, is the truth.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then you did walk through the fear of buying the house.
Right.
So that's awesome. I bet you were just renting them normal, but your Texas houses, you did something different.
Right. So when I learned about this co-living, shared housing, group home thing, I decided I was going to start off in Texas. So I bought a fixer-upper house in Texas, and it was huge. It used to be an assisted living facility.
Oh.
So it had been added on to twice or 3 times.
Interesting.
So it was
So you had to rehab it.
Oh, yes. This house was nasty.
How long did the rehab take?
Some months. I don't know, maybe 8 months.
You put a lot of money into the rehab.
6 months, I think. Yes, I did. I cashed out my retirement. Your
401k?
It's called a TSP in the government. It's a thrift savings plan, but it's the same thing as a 401k.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Everybody around me was saying, don't ever do that. Don't cash out your retirement.
Yeah,
don't do that. I'm glad I didn't listen. I'm glad I didn't listen to the people. I stopped telling people what I was going to do.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because I already knew. I had it in my head. I knew what it could be.
What are the penalties, though, for cashing out? Like, what was the...
I don't know. You asked me some good questions. I need to Google. Like, I don't know.
I don't remember. Have to pay taxes?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Because I know if I cash out my 401k to use the money to buy real estate, that I have to pay 10% federal tax and state is 20% tax.
It may have been.
So
but you know what?
I'm losing 30% of my 401k.
I really, truly don't. I've lived so many lives. It's like I've had 9 lives. I don't remember all of those kind of details, and which is why I journal.
I've had 9 lives too.
Yeah, this is why I journal, because I really, truly don't remember. I don't remember, so I have to go back and look. But it paid off, though. That's the point. Is whatever the con was, the pro was better.
And so I
document all. Yeah, I document all of my decisions and look up things, and I write it out, like the pros and cons. And then once I make that decision, it's done. And it's over.
I love it.
And I don't think about it anymore. I don't think about what the penalty was or
you're
anything
pragmatic,
like that.
as you said.
Very, yeah. So it definitely, whatever my decision was, it was the right one. I don't remember how much I had to pay in taxes or whatever. But
so now you have how many
off.
houses in Texas?
So now I have 3. But that first house, it was, once I renovated it, I put 15 beds in there.
Wow.
I put 15 beds in that house because of the 5 bedroom, 5 bath.
And how much do you charge?
And I only charged, and this is where you pay for mentorship instead of mistakes.
You wish you had a coach.
I wish I had a coach. I wish I had a mentor. I didn't know what I was doing at all. And I charged $560 a month per bed, which was low. It was low at the time even. It was low. It should have been at least $600, not $560. But that's why I filled all of my beds immediately, because it was only $560 a month. They were all shared rooms. $560 a month. 3 of the
Get a
bedrooms.
deal. Katrina's house.
What?
What do you call it? Call your co-living houses?
Oh, round table living.
Round table living.
Mm-hmm. RTL.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So if you want a good deal and live affordably, go to Texas and look up round table.
I've raised my prices since then, but
what are you at now?
$650 for a shared room.
So you were losing like $1,500, $100 a bed.
I was losing money. Yes.
And how do you run them from California?
That's a loaded question.
We can talk about it.
We can talk about that. That's a whole nother. Yeah, I was on a webinar yesterday, and we talked about that, like how I run these from afar.
Oh wow! See, and I did it. All mine were local. I would go 2 a.m. I would get a call. Somebody's
no, I was not about
on
to do
drugs,
that.
going crazy.
I was not about
to
deal with that.
Out.
Nope, wasn't going to deal with that.
I didn't know any better.
$560 a month times 15 beds is $8,400 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. But
That's
then you
nice
subtract
cash flow.
But then you have to subtract your utilities and your mortgage. But even so, I still was pocketing over $5,000 a month.
Instead of that $200.
Instead of the $200, exactly.
Smart lady.
$5,000 instead of the $200.
And if you're listening to this, you can do this also.
Oh yeah.
We can teach you. And you don't even have to purchase the house. There's houses you can just rent.
Yeah. A lot of my coaching clients, that's what they do. They rent the house. They do rental arbitrage. So they find a landlord that is willing to allow them to sublease the house to other people. So then they rent the house, and then they in turn rent out the rooms to other people. And that's how you can get started in this business without having a bunch of money to buy a house.
Absolutely. Yeah. So to make clear, there's 3 different ways to get into shared housing. You can purchase a house, number 1, get a mortgage, or you can rent a house and get a lease from the landlord, or you can partner with the property owner and see if they'll give you a deal and let you start renting out and give them a percentage of the rental income in lieu of the rent.
Right. Yeah.
So
you could
those
partner
are 3
with
different
people.
ways.
Right. And you could even find someone in your life that maybe has some money, and you can kind of partner with them, and you bring the knowledge to the table and they bring the money to the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then come up with some kind of contract.
Well, I must say your story is very interesting, and it gives me motivation to go and buy more properties. Now, I guess we'll have to do my background in the next podcast.
So I want to hear your story. Yeah,
okay, so my story. So my story starts off in a drug rehab in Los Angeles, Beit Teshuva.
All right.
Where I was sober maybe 3 years and going back and sponsoring girls. And this guy, I met this older guy, he's 20 years older, and I ended up going to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting with him, and we started talking, and he chased me, and
he chased me.
He chased after me. The first time I saw him, I go, oh, nice old man, and I didn't think anything of him, but the more I got to talk to him, I just fell in love. And he moved out of the rehab into my condo. I owned a condo in LA and just a 1-bedroom. Remember, that's like expensive.
Right. Oh,
$500,000 for a 1-bedroom.
It was $500,000
something like
for the
that.
1-bedroom?
Something like that.
Where in LA was this?
West LA, National Sepulveda. But it was a great little community. So, and I'm also a landlord-tenant real estate attorney. So I did landlord-tenant law and represented a lot of landlords and HOAs. So one day I had a client call me saying, I got these tenants in my house and they're just not paying rent. And the problem was she was in foreclosure. And I did the dates, and I realized if we did an eviction, she won't win because she won't be the owner of the house by the time we get a judgment. So I'm like, she needs some muscle. So I said, I'm going to send you my fiance down there and help you out. So in fact, he went down to her house and found out that it wasn't a regular rental. It was a group home. And he learned a lot from her. And he came home one day and said, Felicia, we can do this. I mean, she's making so much money. She's got 3 houses with like at least 10 people in them. And so we tried to buy a house. We even went to foreclosure sales that in California take place on the courthouse steps.
Okay.
But there were all these sharks, and they had a stack of cashier checks.
They're ready.
And we weren't gonna be able to compete with that.
Yeah.
No way. So I was trying everything. I called a hard money lender to try and get money to purchase a house. Because, I mean, I was looking for a big house in California, 5.
Right.
I mean, you really need 4 or 5 bedrooms to make it successfully
at least 4.
Profitable.
Yeah.
You know, at least 4. I mean, I've seen people do it with 3, and I'm like...
They don't make money, though.
A tiny bit. They make more than if they were to rent it to a family.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but it's not enough. We want big monthly rental stream of income. I mean, we want to be comfortable where... I mean, I'm comfortable today where I plan my day. I don't have to go to work.
Right.
I do
Isn't
what I
that
want.
Nice?
Yes.
I
and
love
I'm
it.
sitting here doing what I've always wanted to do, podcasting.
Yeah.
But to get back, so out of the blue, this guy called me back, the hard money lender, and said, were you still looking to do that sober living or group home thing? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, I have a friend that just finished remodeling this apartment building. So we went down to see it. It was a 4-unit apartment building with a single family house in front. And we rented the back house first. Then we said to the landlord, the people we're housing, you don't want to put a family in the front house. Let us have the front house. So we took over the front house and we filled it up portion by portion by portion.
How many people could fit in there?
In the end, 50 guys.
50?
Well, we remodeled some of the garages too. So, yes. Well, the front house,
I was crazy with the 15.
No, and people loved it because we went to go close it down. After 12 years, the building was just falling apart. We were responsible for all the maintenance. It was just too much. And all our other houses were brand new duplexes. And we just had expanded. We had even expanded into Pasadena, this beautiful 10-bedroom house. But the city came after us for NIMBY. They
Not
have
in my
an
backyard.
They have an archaic law on the books. It says no more than 6 people can live in a house
Who are unrelated.
who are unrelated by blood. And here's 10 bedrooms, so you can't rent out 1 person per bedroom. So we fought the city for like 2 years. They weren't going anywhere. So we're like, do we want to help people or we want to fight the city and go to federal court and spend tons of attorney's fees? We want to help people. So we booked out of there. And we got more houses in LA.
Well, the people that you house, though, they're all protected classes under the
They
federal
were.
Fair
It was a
Housing
sober
Act.
living.
Yeah, so they're protected.
But the city still fought us and would not back down. And they had the fire department come out and do inspections. They just harassed us.
Wow.
I mean, David once I was in rehab for my gambling issues one time. But David took all the beds out of the house to make it look like there were only 6 people there for protection.
You know what? Sometimes you could be right. You could be right, but still just walk away from the issue. And that's what I tell my coaching clients because they say, well, how come I can't do this in an HOA, in a homeowners association?
You can, but
you can, but I don't want you to have to deal with that fight because the HOA is going to give you a hard time. So just don't. Even though you might be right that you are housing people who are protected, you still just don't want that fight. Just don't.
No, it was so much easier in LA, especially it was South LA. There was a developer that would buy these tiny little old houses and build these duplexes, brand new duplexes. And he did like 300 of those a year for years. And now I think he's down to 100. But imagine 300 little houses instead. Now there's duplexes there. So we leased probably 4 or 5, and we had another landlord too that we leased a couple properties, duplexes. So we had 9 duplexes, which would be 18 houses.
Wow.
At one time. And I created a nonprofit organization, got a board of directors. I became the executive director, and David was the chief financial officer. And we also had a secretary, Stan. And we just helped over 200 people. We had 200 beds at that time, which was a lot of work. A lot of work. And we were helping people, a vulnerable population, just people re-entering the community from jails, veterans, people with mental health issues, people with physical issues even. We didn't do any skilled nursing.
Right. You didn't provide services, right?
Exactly. You can't, because then you have to get a license.
Right.
But we do provide a program, workshops to help people, and case management. Nice. So, it's to help people. And it was really, it is successful, still is.
Right.
They've downsized since then to 5. But I will tell you, the money that we made, it was great. And plus, the organization would pay for our car that we used for the business, for our cell phone. Uncle Dave's Housing.
Oh, okay.
You can look it up. UncleDave'sHousing.org was the nonprofit.
Now, why did you decide to do nonprofit versus for-profit like an LLC?
I didn't want to pay taxes.
Okay. We're going to have to talk about the pros and cons. And
exactly.
The benefits of doing nonprofit versus for-profit. Because I know we've talked before, and you're like, you need to open a nonprofit. And I've thought about doing the nonprofit, but I'm still not convinced. I want you to convince me to open a nonprofit.
Let's just say, first, everybody, the first thing in this process to do is to register with the Secretary of State and get a corporation name and entity ID. Then you need to go to the federal government, to the IRS, and get an employer identification number.
Right.
An
You
EIN.
do the same thing for the LLC. You do the same steps. Yeah.
And then the next step, if you want to become the nonprofit, you do what's called the 1023 application.
Okay.
It's hard because you have to organize all your papers. But you can hire a lawyer to do it. I wouldn't pay more than $1,000 for a lawyer to do it. Or you can do it yourself.
Can you do it?
Yes, if you have a coach. What I do is I give my clients my application.
Really?
I give them samples. And all they have to do is copy it and fill it out with their name and their entity ID. And there you go. And that's why you want a coach.
But why would I want to? But why would I want to do it? Why would I want to do it?
Because then you can get donations. Everything's tax deductible. We partnered with Bed Bath & Beyond. And we got donations from them every week.
What?
Things that help filled up our house. We get free furniture. Lots of donations out there. I mean, not just money.
With the nonprofit, you also have to have board meetings.
Once a year is good enough.
Really?
Yeah. You just have the minutes.
My husband's a pastor, so it's a nonprofit. So I know the church has board meetings, and they're every month. I don't know if that's a different requirement.
Do you attend the board meetings?
I'm not on the board.
You're not on the board of your husband's church?
No, because I'm his wife. It's a conflict of interest.
He goes to the board meetings, though, right?
He goes to the board.
Because the board governs him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not
My board governed me lightly.
Yeah, I don't. Well, the
I
thing
told
is,
them
though,
what I was doing.
So the board governed you. I'm doing air quotes if you're just listening. The board governed you, but you were in charge, though.
But yes, and
it's
I taught them everything.
It's the same thing with the church. Like the board is governing him. Yeah, right. But he's in charge.
And it was good too. Like when somebody wanted a refund, we'd say, "Well, we have to go through our board of directors, and they have to vote on it, and you need a valid reason because we normally don't give refunds, and then we'll mail you a check, and then they never pursue it."
Because you have the strength of the board behind you. So it's not like Felicia making a decision.
Exactly.
It's the board has to. I see. I kind of do the same thing with my company. It's like.
You do it on your own.
Yeah. So now that I have an operations manager, we play off each other. He'll say like, well, what?
operations manager.
I
What's
do
that?
have an operations manager. It's the local person because I'm in California and my homes are in Texas.
Okay, that's
so I
right.
need to have some kind of local oversight, somebody who can be there to handle emergencies, and also someone to give on-site tours to people who are interested.
You know, we should have him as a guest on our podcast, your operations manager.
All right.
You know, and I'm thinking I can get some guys from our Uncle Dave's housing to come and be on this podcast and share their experience and how it's helped them. Because basically, I've helped over 30,000 men, approximately, get back and integrate back into the community.
Right.
You know, because people were like the last house on the block.
Yeah.
And they're not there because they want to be there necessarily. They're there because they have nowhere else to go.
Do you only help men?
Yes.
Okay.
We did do co-ed in Pasadena.
And how did that work out?
I want to say it's an F fest. Okay, so I'm being honest. I learned our manager was a woman, and she was with a couple of the guys in the house.
So I
don't recommend doing co-ed house.
I do some co-ed. I've done co-ed before, and I do have a couple of. Wait, do I have any women right now? I actually only have one woman right now.
Living in the same house
in the
as a
same
man.
house.
Do they have their own bedrooms?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. And so,
see, we do 2 beds or 3 beds.
I have had I do have another one. I have 2 women. I have one woman at one house and I have one woman at another house. But I've done co-ed before, and I have had only a couple times though, because we have rules. Nobody's allowed in anybody else's room, period. Doesn't matter what gender you are.
We have the same rules too.
But we have cameras in the common areas,
so you can
see the
who
hallways
goes into what room,
and you can see them going into the room.
Don't you have locks too that tell you when people come and go?
I used to have those kind of locks where it's super smart, where it's like Wi-Fi enabled and all that stuff. But I had too many issues with those locks. So I decided to go to the kind where my operations manager has to manually code it in. So that's one of his duties, is he has to manually put these codes in, because I used to have the kind, I wanted to be, I'm Air Force, so I wanted to be super smart. I wanted super smart locks. So I could,
of course, smart people.
I could put the codes in from my phone here in LA.
Oh my God.
I could put the codes into the door. I could take them out.
You got to teach me how to do that.
Yeah, I had a lot. It was so smart.
Our guys do that. I never got that hands-on.
If there was a Wi-Fi issue, if Spectrum had an outage, if anything happened with the Wi-Fi, it was all it was out the window. Everything was a mess.
Well, you know what? You're bringing up amenities of a house and stuff. And I think for our next podcast, we'll talk about how to incorporate, whether to go for-profit or non-profit, and how to find a house. Mm-hmm. Let's teach people. I mean, that's what we're here doing this podcast for.
Right.
Is to teach you, our listeners, how to open up a group home.
Oh, yeah. We want to tell you everything.
And teach affordable housing.
Yes.
So I think with that, this has been a lot of fun.
It has
I can't wait
been.
to do our next one.
Yeah, I want to do the next one. We didn't even finish hearing your story.
Oh, my
how
God.
You got into, you talked about how Uncle Dave talked about how we should do this. You got a property and then you bought a bunch of them.
We leased.
You leased them.
And then we bought a property too recently, a couple of years ago.
Okay.
A triplex that
Do you still have that one?
Yes, it has 13 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms.
Is that the one that's on the market?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little overwhelming.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to focus primarily on coaching.
Okay.
And not running operational stuff.
All right.
So that's pretty much why.
Yeah.
And what else did you want to know about my story?
I want to know everything.
You want to?
Well, I want to know
then
everything.
You got to stay tuned for the next podcast, because I think this one, we're going home on this one.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go home on this one.
But keep coming back.
Yeah.
Keep coming back to our podcast. Thank you for listening.
Yes. Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
And hit the like button. And we'll be back with more information on Coliving Code. We're giving you the code, and you get the code with the coaches.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks,
Let's
Felicia.
have some fun. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.